Hey, Mike, I remember. I remember. 2 seconds. All right, we're back. Just had to put a 2-year-old back in her room for the naps of all naps. Good old nap time. Yeah, I'm sure you couldn't hear anything because I had it muted. I think now it should be fine. Let me know if you can't, though. Hey, you changed the piano? Yeah, I'm just upstairs. What's up, Chopin enthusiast? You made it. Sorry, it's later than I wanted to stream today, but I had a bunch of work I had to do. Hi, Lucky. Can you do Wiseman Say? Did you watch the I have no idea what you're asking, AP. Did you watch the Super Bowl and who did you want to win? I did not watch the Super Bowl, really. I did watch Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. And so, no, I did not really have an impression of who I really cared to have win. So, sorry. Lame. Yeah, we can do a Coldplay song. I try. Hey, Wind of Change. I need to get some of these. Oh, we can do Viva La Vida. I don't know what chest type beat means. We can do Linkin Park. What's up?
What's the tallest version of the car I can make? Because I want to make sure the Pokemon can fit.
Just try to get rid of as little of the car as you want. It'll go slower though.
So can I? Oh, so I want to. Dad, do you think I should get better at the details or the fast?
Just gonna have to make up your mind. Yes, that is totally what it is. Okay, all right. Give peaceful vibes, thanks. Stop spamming though. Bruce Hornsby the way. We can mess around with some of this. Yes, it is a clear telltale sign that it's not that hard. Oh, Rat Dance? I think someone else requested this. Hold on. Rat Dance. Do boo boo boo. Where'd you get that rat dance? Do 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 do. Really? Let's see. I don't know if this is it at all. Huh. This is probably not the rat dance song you were talking about. Let's see. Any Indian music? We could mess around with that. I'll go through a couple of these that everybody wants to. I really have not. Chess type beat. I feel like this is. Oh, it's a song. Okay, sure. Sure. Oh, it's a four instrument thing. We're gonna do a little bit of transposition instruments there. We can do the entertainer. Oh, someone was saying "Numb" by Linkin Park. Sure. Well, hey, Mike. Oh, Hulisa, nice that you're here. Mike or Chopin enthusiast or Winds of Change, do you mind moderating a little bit so that we don't get too much spam? If you do, just say a message and I will give you the permission. Yeah, we can do Despacito. Ooh, Cantaloupe Island. That's fine. Oh, you don't mind? Okay, sweet. And again, I'm happy to do more. Yeah, I'll grab. All right, I'm grabbing. You'll think about that's fine. You don't need again. Only if you want. It's mostly just when somebody says the same thing over and over again, so we don't have to just see the same spam all the way at a time. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I could mess around with La Campanella, but could you please play the song Old Doll, Tetris theme? Let's do a little, now the chat is authoritarian. Yes, no, we just need a little, we just want to make sure people aren't spamming. That's the main thing. New to this live stream, welcome in. Rushy, we can mess around with that in a bit. My Way, ooh, wait, I want to answer this question. Writing a folk Russian piece, any tips? Okay. Let's talk a little bit writing music, because Chopin enthusiast was saying something about writing music too hard for himself. Yeah, I think for now it's totally fine. Again, it's also just for the future too. Okay. Don't worry, we will get to some of these requests. I'm gonna probably do Cantaloupe Island, something jazzy in a bit. No, I need to know that you've been around for a bit to be a mod, so I'm not just gonna make random mods. Yeah, we can do Hymnopede. I've got that pulled up here. Got some Hymnopede. We can definitely do that. Bonsai. I know you like that one. And we'll do Cantaloupe Island. Old doll. Yes, hit that like button, please. It really, really does help. We're gonna let's try to smash how many people get in here compared to last time. Let's see. Just sub. Thank you so much. All right. So let's talk about writing style and how you write stuff. Don't worry, we will do Herbie Hancock in just a second. In Hymnopede that you found was so funny. Oh, I'll talk about that in a second too. Okay. All right. So, first of all, I write music all the time that's too hard for me to play. I think it's actually pretty normal and natural to do. I also find that when I write music down, I forget how to play it. So totally having that. Gigantor, send me a message. Hit me up for sure. Yeah, we can mess around with stuff. Oh yeah, Macy Evans, someone like you. I know you've been asking for this a while. I'm just gonna pull it up so that I have it. Someone like you. Okay, all right, we got that pulled up. All right, so how about Russian folk song? So here's the deal. You want to reference your source material. So you basically want to find things that you're interested in that sound the way you want. So, and then analyze them and then apply them. So, right? You've got, where can I message you? That's a really good question. I wonder how easy it is to find me either on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or any of those. If I Google Robert Monroe music, you get that. You get Spotify. Robert Monroe Plays. It's like the fourth link. Yep, go to Robert Monroe Plays. That makes it easy. And message me there. I'll get it, Gigantor. Oh, you don't use any of those? I'll figure out something. I don't really want to throw out my email address on here. I feel like that would highly increase the spam I get. So let's say you take a... So I know, all the ways the Rushy. Yeah, we can mess around with Apata in a bit. Don't worry about it too much. All right, so you've got this template, right? We can deduce a couple things. What key it's in? It's in A minor, right? Repeated notes. So what you got is we got repeated notes, we got minor, and then we got that energy, the back and forth, right? So I think those are things you can immediately pick up on, and if you pay attention, like Rushy, Hungarian dance, Hungarian rhapsodies, all tend to have that type of thing. Russian pieces, all that Slavic region has that type of sound to it. So that's really, in a nutshell, in a very quick way of putting it, how I would approach it. You just want to break down what you're hearing, and then you can go with that. All right. No, he's not Russian. So, okay, real quick note, because you said that. Yeah, we can do Boogie Woogie. Really interesting thing about Hungarian dance and Brahms. If you pay attention to composers, they're never the nationality or the things that they say they are, because in general, I feel like people who have an outside perspective tend to write stuff in a very stylistic way compared to people who are inside that culture. So even Chopin, he wrote Polish music, but if you pay attention, Chopin lived his entire life in Paris for the most part. And so he's writing it as a Parisian, really, about that. So. Yeah, again, of course there's exceptions, but that's a really, really common thing. Yeah, time people out. If they are just saying the same thing over and over again, get them timed out. Why is it sadly that you want birds of a feather? Sadly, you want birds of a feather. Interesting. Do you have any tips for those with small hands? Get bigger hands. No, I'm being obnoxious. So it's actually funny that you say that. Waltz number 2. We could maybe mess around with that. Ooh, yeah, we could mess around with L theme for sure. Definitely do L theme. Dave Brubeck, take 5. Fly Me to the Moon. We'll mess around with that. One piece. We could do some one piece. Don't know if you know how to play that, Mr. Dev. Birds of a Feather. I feel like I know that song. Are you talking about Billie Eilish? Because I feel like there's a Fish song called Birds of a Feather. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, like this side drawing on my dress.
Okay, what do you want? What are you saying?
Keeping pushing.
Okay, all right, go play. Yeah, play classical music. Yes, I know. It's the time. It's the tuning. It just goes up and down with the temperature. Yes, I know you've been. Bonsai will make you a moderator. Just help people behave. No, I know. Yes, I play classical music. All right, so somebody was asking, Bonsai was asking about hands. So here's the deal. It's funny that you say that. I would say it's actually more common for pianists to be really, really good with small hands than big hands. Big hands, not to, just whine and be like big people problems, big hand people problems. But it's very difficult to play an octave with hands too big because your natural stretch will actually be greater than an octave. So what I would actually recommend if you have smaller hands is realize that all pieces are generally not meant to be interpreted literally. So if they have something like, for example, this was in a Liszt piece once, right? Then you really just want to, oh yeah, no problem, Macy. You want to go ahead and just allow yourself to just jump. And again, that's true of basically every other instrument other than piano, has these traditions of jumping to reach things. It's only piano that's this really weird thing where we try to hold everything. And it's because you got freaks like Rachmaninoff and all of that. So yeah, I'm not that actually tall. I just have really big hands. So yeah, what's up? Let Ella approve of what you're looking at. Thank you. Halloween theme? We could mess around with that, huh? Die with a Smile. We can mess around with that. Everybody loves that. Playing Chopin Etude. We can mess around with that. I haven't played this in a while. And that's where I need music. Oh yeah, I heard hymnopede. We'll do hymnopede. That's why you have sight reading. Oh, thank you. Do I like Rachmaninoff? Yes, I do like Rachmaninoff. Heart-shaped box, Nirvana, mess around. The mess around, what's up?
What should I do?
What should you do? Play, have a good time, enjoy your life. Any tips on long arpeggios? In the piece I'm writing, there's this one part with G minor triads from the bottom to the top of the piano with only the left hand. Interesting. Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah, we can mess around with that. Again, there's so many requests, we don't necessarily know, we can't get to necessarily everything. So, and I like to talk through things, and all those different things. So, okay. Yes, arpeggios, long arpeggios. What you want to do is you're going to do a couple things. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your hand position isn't getting too out of whack while you're moving through. So you're not going to do a ton of weird crossovers. Like, you don't want to do this type of thing. All this is going to cause a lot of problems. So the first thing you're actually going to do is you're going to go like this without moving very much. Then you're going to move. Wrong note. Yes. And then move again. And then move again. And then move again. With that little pause in there. I know it's still mirrored. I got to change it. Yeah, that's fine. So that's what you're going to want to do. And then you can practice just the crossovers. And like, I'm not really that happy with this, the B flat, so I would totally do that. Yeah, you gotta stop spamming. I saw that you've been talking about Interstellar. That is totally something I can play. But you got to stop spamming. Thank you. I bet he can't do Golden Hour. Golden Hour is a piece of cake. Yes, we can definitely do Golden Hour. Thank you, moderators. That helps. Misty, yeah, we can do Misty. Another Love. I'm gonna do Hymnopede in a second. We were just talking arpeggio. So step one, what you're gonna want to do is make sure you're just jumping to the next part. You're not doing any weird wrist stuff. Step two is practice just the crossovers. And then the final step would be really to close your eyes. Yes. Have I ever met any famous pianists? Yeah, a decent chunk, either at concerts, met a few of them. This may not mean much to you guys, depending on how into classical music you are, but the guy who, am I gonna completely blank on his name? I mean, I've shook hands with a bunch of different people. I've hung out with various people that play with tons of different people, but it's always like these back room, like I played on the album of this or that or the other thing. Like really, really big people, they do tend to end up being in their own like little category. Um, that's not a bad idea, Rashad. If you don't mind, I don't know how to do that, but that probably would be a good idea because it's craziness right now. Um, yeah, I know you've been around for a while. All right, let's do Hymnopede. The only thing I'm worried about is I don't want to. After I played the D with my thumb, I switched my fifth to the G. Oh, you're going to your fifth finger? You really want to be careful with that. Okay, appreciate it, Rashad. Just don't add a virus and scam everybody out of all their cryptocurrency. Or if you do, I mean, just don't tell me about it. I'm just kidding. Now we gotta do the page turn. Oh, and the music's flopping. So this is a good example. Let's say that your hand isn't quite big enough to do these chords here. You could either jump. You could have your right hand help play. Or you could roll. Or you could just ignore a note. All of them are totally possible. I am taking requests. I just, you guys are filling it up. So, let's see. With Trojans. Any advice in making your own chord progressions? Here's a little bit. We'll play this while I'm taking a request. I like these questions. Do you know Chopin Etude Opus 10 number 4? We could mess around with it. Ooh, those look great.
Those are the napping machines.
Okay. So, chord progressions. Yes, we can do some Interstellar. I'm shocked that people always want the same type of stuff. Okay. So how do you make interesting chord progressions? Well, I'd start out and Arabesque number 1 we could definitely do. Liszt Etude number 6 we could mess around with at least. Yeah, thank you. So, okay, interesting is in the eye of the beholder. So here's the deal. Like, let's say you're taking this chord progression. It is interesting to improvise on, but you have to be pretty aggressive with it. So you pick out your chord numbers. So now, if you wanted to go a little crazier, you could decide, hey, I'm actually going to use notes outside of the key, right? So then you go outside of the key there. Now, let's say you wanted to make the chord progression more interesting. That's when you're gonna go, okay, all right, maybe I still want to keep the same structure. We're just gonna make this easy. So we're still 1, 7. Oh, I'm sorry, what am I saying? 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, walk down 2, 1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of the 3 chord. And we're going to do a 2-5 down to the 2 chord. So we're going to go 2. And then we're going to do a bridge chord to get back in. So maybe flat 4 to get back to there. So now, how did we get all this extra junk? What we did is we used the music theory of dominance to get us to the next chord. So we're changing out the normal ones for cooler substitutions to give us some more interest and some more thought. So again, we end up with A major 7, and then we 2, 5, 1. Yes, and then. Because I always just feel like, oh, this would sound good, then it doesn't. So here's another way to think about this. If you reject tonality and you reject music theory and structure, your music will become more structured. It'll just become structured in a way that you didn't intend, because all those rules are still in place. So what scales do you play in between chords? My simple major minor scales don't sound that good. Am I a Beethoven guy or a Mozart guy? Definitely Beethoven over Mozart. If you could meet any composer from the entire history, who would it be? It would have to be Liszt. Liszt for sure. Barber of Seville. See, cis versus cis is speaking my language, because they're asking a question that's related to something they're working on, and that really makes it very, very interesting of that. For me to want to do it. Play that for a piano, just because the counting of the notes are pretty hard. No, I'll mess around with it. We could maybe do Hungarian Rhapsody #2 just for fun. Pokemon Heart Gold National Park piano. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk scales for a second. So to make this a little simpler, we're gonna just stick with one key for a second. And to make it more interesting, we're going to go to a minor key. So we're going to be like A minor, and we're going to turn into A minor 7. Now, let's say we're just doing 7-note scales. We're going to do A minor, natural minor, right? Hello, how's it going? All right, then we're gonna do Dorian instead, right? So we have the F sharp in there now. Now we're gonna do melodic minor. Now we're going to do instead Phrygian. Let's see, we can do harmonic minor. And then we're gonna do pentatonic. But not just that pentatonic, B minor pentatonic. Then E minor pentatonic. Then F sharp minor pentatonic. Okay, you're getting the point. You can just fly through. Yeah, melodic minor as well. The answer is the options are actually endless, and that's why people have so much trouble. Because there's so many options that people get decision paralysis, and then they don't know what to do. But you need to practice. The answer always goes back to you need to practice. So let's put this in a more concrete case. Let's imagine that you're playing, just for the sake of just being stupid, we're playing. Right? Right, that boring song. So we're A minor, D minor, E, A minor. Very boring chord progression. So instead, I can immediately spice it up doing Phrygian, right? I would say kind of in the many different ways. Even what makes that easier is doing more of the pentatonics. But you can do whatever with that. Play a G minor scale. There you go. Wonderful. Okay, I was gonna. Everybody loves this. I don't know why. I guess this is a great drinking your coffee song. I have like 10 different ones. Queen of the Night. Ooh, that would be fun. I did actually enjoy playing that. That was actually pretty entertaining to play. I know other Hungarian Rhapsodies way better than this one, but because you asked. Okay, let's figure out this look here. So it's. All right, mess around. Yes, I know. First item, and then pack your item. Yes, pack your bags. Yes, it totally is. Oh, Barber of Seville. Yes, thank you. Again, cis versus cis. That's a really good example of the difference between a spammer and someone following up. They left a true, genuine, non-copy and paste message. They gave time in between. Rachmaninoff. We could mess around with some Rachmaninoff. Come on, IMSLP. Help me out here. So, no, I appreciate your patience. We'll mess around. Thank you, E. However you say your name, Sublime. What is it? Okay. Barber of Seville. I may have messed this up. Barber. I wonder, because of course it's the whole opera. Is there like a piano version, or is it maybe the opening, the overture? You talking about this part? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. So the big thing here is you need to know the downbeat versus the not the downbeat, and then put it in. I would totally take your help about setting up a Discord server. Again, I'm totally down with all these options. I think a website for requesting a Discord server that would solve that other guy's problem about reaching out. Because again, I'm not about giving out probably my email address, but I'm doing whatever. Yep. Okay, so on this, you've got this basically just holding this down right now. Bump, 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 bump. That gives you the timing. So then when you look at the music, you want to see, is this going to be right along with it? Okay, all right, perfect. Rashad, Chopin enthusiast, and myself. Let's get on this. Yes. I think you're totally right. I think you guys are both correct. I will answer that question in 2 seconds. Bonsai, I just want to talk about this timing. So this is going to establish the time. I love things about this because this is how you get the timing to feel good. Ooh, Pathetique's a good idea. We may mess around with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then you look at where the notes are and go, do they line up with it or are they before or after it? So in this case, 1, 2, 3. And now together. And then really land in that downbeat, and you'll get it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 4, and 1, and 4, and 1, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and I'm worse at counting than doing it. But if you really want to get good at it, count out loud, and you will be crushing it. So, what are some other hobbies that I have except for piano? Yeah, it's a nice song. Oh yeah, I like the idea of Queen of the Night. That was fun. We'll probably mess around with that in a second. I don't have very many hobbies. Video games a little bit. Raising children. Oh yeah. All right, see you later. classical. We can do Chopin, Varuta. Battle of Varuta. Attack on Varuta. We can mess around on that. Is that Attack on Varuta? Chopin Ballade 1 in G minor. We can mess around with that. That's fine. Waltz in A minor. Oh, you were asking about that the other day. Yeah, I want to mess around with that. All right. We'll start with Pathetique. We can do a little bit of Pathetique. Boo, 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 boom. You know, accidentals do help. I've never really worked on this before. You've never heard this before? That's great. Yeah, we'll work on the mirroring too. Again, it takes a while. It takes a while to solve all this stuff. Thank you, E. I'm glad I made your day. You can definitely come back. Pathetique. He's pathetic, right? No, passionate, but that's funny. It's a good one. Where would that rate in my Chopin, in my Beethoven sonatas I like? I mean, so first of all, Chopin enthusiast, if you haven't yet, Barenboim. The Barenboim, all Beethoven. He plays every Beethoven sonata, and it's good. Super good. Maple Leaf Rag, we can mess around with that. Okay. All right, chill.
I restarted.
Okay. Very Beethoven-y start, yes. Very Beethoven-y. I love that idea. It's the most Beethoven-y. Okay, attack on Varuta. We're gonna go straight from Beethoven to modern.
Dad.
What? Oh, my favorite song? I don't really have a favorite song. Oh yeah, we'll do Queen of the Night. You're fine. Chippy Chippy Choppa Choppa. We could maybe get to that. I like play as if you're a handsome shark. That's a great. also says, okay, here we go. Not the song? Oh, that's lame. Let's see. Let's see what else we're doing here. Oh yeah, Queen of the Night. Let's do Queen of the Night. I know we're messing around here. Is this AI? Am I AI? Yes, we're all AI. It's actually already happened. That's what people don't know. Ooh, Polonaise in C minor. Let it go, sure. Yeah, the AI takeover already happened. I know of Lang Lang. I don't know him personally. Yeah, the AI messed up. What is the hardest note, do you think? These boots are made for walking. Oh, you want one? username is the same as on YouTube, but with an underscore in between the words. Let me write that down, and then I will add you on Discord, and we'll figure it out. Chopin enthusiast. Same name, but underscore between the words. Good, thank you. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna catch up on some of this. Yeah, I mean, everybody's gonna join the Discord. We're gonna set it up. Dance Monkey, we already messed around. Yes, we'll. The Discord doesn't exist yet, but we'll get it set up. Ooh, yes. What is your competition about? Let's talk about it. What do you think the hardest song is? Okay. Yeah, I know Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched it. It's really nice. It's a good anime. You're amazing. Thank you. Yeah, lots of Germans here. That's good with me. I think Germans are awesome. What do you think is the hardest song? Okay. Let's talk a little difficulty for a second, and then I'll play an original because people have been asking. Let's see. Yeah, I'll play original in a second. Okay, difficulty. Difficulty is a weird thing. Man, I really should do a better job of I should really do a better job of remembering my songs. Ocarina title, theme thing, intro to Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorian Soldier based request. Rachmaninoff is difficult. Doesn't matter. We can do it. Halloween theme. We'll mess around with that in a second. Halloween theme and the L theme are almost the same thing. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, okay, let's talk difficulty for just a second. That's probably why you said Rachmaninoff is difficult. There's two types of difficulty. There is intellectual difficulty. There's a better way of putting this. Adam Neely has a really good video about this. There's basically difficulty that comes from something being mentally difficult, like mentally challenging. So here, I'll give you a good example of that. Is it lying over here? It probably isn't. Here we go. This is it. Oh, there we go. This right here. Schoenberg. Look at that score. This is not very challenging to play. It doesn't even sound that hard. But man, is this take you a while to learn it if you're trying to learn it. Just to get an idea of what this sounds like, it sounds like this. So, it looks extra hardwired. Schoenberg is very, very difficult, but is not technically difficult. It's not hard to play the notes. It's hard to know what the notes are. So, I would argue, here's the deal. La Campanella is a good example of the opposite. It's like, here's a good way of thinking about it. If you can conceptualize the piece being a lot easier than it actually is, right? Right? It's going to be a lot easier from an intellectual standpoint to understand it, which is going to be easier to play. But Liszt would not be proud. I know he wouldn't be proud. I'm just taking it from there. But it would. But the thing is, The technical difficulty is basically like how fast can you move your hands, how accurate can you do. So yeah, and unfortunately, again, here's the problem. Difficulty is going to always be an escalating concept, especially that technical difficulty. I love Liszt to death, but I guarantee you there are pianists alive today that can outplay Liszt. 100% can outplay Liszt. And this is always going to be the case. Why do the fastest runners exist today instead of 20, 30, 40 years ago? That's because what happens is music gets harder, people rise to the occasion, then they learn at an earlier age the harder stuff, and it just keeps escalating and escalating and escalating. Who knows when that ends, or if it ever ends, but that's kind of how it works. Do I play any other instruments? You, piano and trombone. My wife would be happy. She's a trombone player. Yeah, I saw the Green Day, but can anybody out-compose Liszt? A ton of people. I think here to me is what the charm of Liszt is. This is why I like Liszt so much. Liszt is really, really approachable to the average person, but is really technically sophisticated with how he approaches things. He is the pianist composer, right? He's very pianistic with what he's doing. Compare it to like Brahms. Brahms, just compositionally speaking, is way, way more interesting and intricate than Liszt. He just is. But who do I prefer to play? I prefer to play Liszt because Brahms doesn't really write for the piano in many ways. So anyway, we're getting all over the place. Yeah, and again, you can pick out all these little parts all along that are the hardest, the hardest thing to play. Yes, Martha Argerich, Lang Lang, Valentina Lisitsa. Yeah, I mean, and then don't get me started on the non-classical pianists that are probably better than any of those. Michel Camillo, I think, can outplay any of those pianists. Hiromi, if you have not listened to Hiromi play the piano or Michel Camillo, like once this is done, look them up. It is insane. Oh, I got my degree from Iowa. I super respect Liszt. Again, he probably is my favorite classical composer, but that doesn't prevent me from talking smack. So anyway, we'll do this one. I need to review a lot of my original songs, I'm not gonna lie, but I remember this one pretty well. I was alone before I met you. Seems so long ago. Life was long, long rejection. Like a kidney on the wrong side of town. When I didn't know you, couldn't be more confused. Then you came around. Reality is you and me. Come close and show me your love. If I'm down, just wear your crown. Come close and show me your love. You liberate and celebrate. Everything I have is yours. My heart and soul, in you I'm full. Everything I have is yours. Can't tolerate my ego. Yeah, I've got this EP on Spotify. I do need to do more music on there. It wants to be alone. By rights you should have left me. It's too hard to think about when they come close to me. It helps me to see the world all around. Reality is you and me. Come close and show me your love. If I'm down, just wear your crown. Come close and show me your love. You'll liberate and celebrate. Everything I have is yours. My heart and soul, in you unfold. Everything I have is yours. Yes. Yeah, so that is on Spotify. I did an EP last year of original songs, and I need to get back into writing more original songs. I was writing a lot of classical before that, but then I kind of hit a creativity thing, mainly because I was just trying to figure out how to make more money. And money and creativity and original stuff is unfortunately doesn't go hand in hand until you're much, much bigger. So list is cool. Chopin's amazing. Brahms did some cool stuff, but I'm considering changing my name to Rachmaninoff. I'm going to take the bet, Chopin enthusiast, when you are around like 10, 20 years from now and you've listened and played a lot more music, Brahms is going to go way up in your list of people that you're interested in. Brahms is unbelievable. Like you start digging into Brahms stuff, like the dude. And part of it is he burned a lot of his music, so it's mostly all the stuff that we have from him is like perfect. Whereas the other composers like Liszt, there's some kind of crappy Liszt pieces. There's some not so great Chopin pieces. There's not really very many bad. Yeah. Oh, Annie. Are you talking about that like? That really, really goofy version that somebody did where they're like. Yeah, stuff like that. That weird thing. Yeah, this Friday I play. Yeah, I got my degree. I know. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Something like that. It's been a while. Yeah, bonsai. I play quite regularly, mostly like rock stuff. And then I've done some original stuff before, but again, I kind of pivoted to where it pays the bills. So I've done a lot of corporate work, things of that nature. Yeah, reverse is weird. I'm gonna fix that. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Or an artist burning his own art is so dramatic. Yeah, it was. I wish he wouldn't have done it. I really wish we had more. I do want to answer this diminished chord question. The Brahms exercises to me are the goat. Like, if you've learned your scales and you've learned your arpeggios and you're like, what should I do for technique? Get yourself the Brahms 51 exercises. And then don't start at the beginning. Start at 15, where you start to have the one held note down. That stuff will mess you up. It will mess you up in the best way possible. Okay, could we talk a little bit about diminished chords? Could we use them instead of dominant? Are there any examples in classical music? What do you make of it? No, I'm not going to sing Queen of the Night. Played in bands or orchestras? I have subbed for orchestras, and I have been a percussionist and played piano for just random concerts with like concert band and like classical stuff. But mostly, what pays the bills is doing stuff like this. Yeah, Steely Dan cover band, yep. Or well, she's walking through the clouds with a circus smile that's running wild. Hey, Kami. Butterflies and zebras and fairy tales. That's all she ever thinks about. Yeah, so that's with the Eric Clapton cover band, Bonsai, all over the place. I've played like 2,000, 3,000 seaters, outdoor festivals with thousands of people there. Was out in Colorado for a big Oktoberfest thing this past year, thousands of people. And then like probably the smallest I ever play these days is like a couple hundred people at a bar. I just don't really do I don't really do small scale things, not because they're not good gigs. It's just that type of stuff is like the warrior during the week type of stuff. Like I have a good friend of mine, she plays all these hotel gigs and makes a ton of money. Oh, Chopin enthusiast. I don't know how often you visit this country, but people love Oktoberfest in the United States. Hey, if you want to know success in the United States for a holiday, find a reason to drink beer, and we can make it happen. What things do you have to do for the music degree? Are you talking about to get a music degree? We could talk about that. I do have one. I feel like the people are stupid. No, nobody's paying high to do stinky stuff rather than listening to some piano. I mean, people are kind of silly these days with some stuff. I kind of wish they would get more with old school culture sometimes, but it's just priorities, and like the world's a fun place right now, and so people just spend their time doing weird stuff. Not gonna lie. Gotta go. Yes, we will create one. Wind of Change. I'm gonna write down yours too, so I have it. Oh, we were gonna what?
Shh, Cora. It's chocolate.
Oh, that's cool. The course of the university. Yeah, we can talk about that. Never been in the United States. We gotta get you out to the United States. Thank you, Renato. Okay. I'm just answering a couple more of these questions. Yeah, when to change. I wrote your name down. I'm gonna get you on the Discord to start out, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Hold on. There was. Oh, you were asking. That was "I Was Alone." That was the original song. Oh, zero. It is zero, just in case. Not O's. Okay, perfect. Hi, Ratty. Play in piano. We will. Don't worry. We're just talking to. Yes, "I Was Alone" was the name of that song. How do you get a degree? Course in the university. So it's interesting in the United States with music. I say that, but it's the only system I know. The EP is called "Dancing for You." Robert Monroe. You search "Dancing for You," Robert Monroe. You'll get it. Mix Ed Sheeran. Hey, they're both not very good-looking people, so I take that compliment quite highly. Polonaise. Okay, that may be what we end on because we're nearing the end of my time that I got today. See you later, Wind of Change. Okay. Degree from the university. Basically, you can get a performance degree or an education degree. The education degree is going to be like a general education thing. That's what I've heard. I've heard that they're a very different thing. Basically, all degrees in college are going to involve a general education component where you're learning about general things. And then if you're getting the education degree for music, which is training to be a teacher, that's what my wife got, although she went and got a performance degree too. It's going to be much more generalized, and you're going to learn how to play a little bit of every instrument and have a general idea of how to teach, of course. If you're getting a performance degree, which is what I got, it's like we try to do the bare minimum that you're required to have to do in the general subjects, and then even in the general music thing, and then you spend all your time on your instrument. So for example, as a piano performance major, I had 1 credit hour, which was my my piano lesson, and I was required 21 hours to practice for that 1 credit hour. And so it was a lot of time, a lot of time on that. What age do you go to college in the US? It depends, but the normal age is 18. That's the normal age. Hey, Dark, bro, I play on piano, wonderful. Let me pull up the Polonaise. Again, I think we'll end on this. Thanks everyone who is tuning in. We do these things pretty regularly, actually, at this point. Did I not bring my Polonaises up here? I may not have brought my Polonaises up here. That's sad. All right, I may just have to read it off of an iPad.
Do you want me to go get it? Is it
Nah, it's
downstairs?
fine. That's fine. Ooh, I don't want to be called Trudeau. I'm not that interested in being called Trudeau. I'm gonna very boldly be a American and say I'm not a huge fan of Trudeau. So let's see. You finished school with 19 here in Germany, like at 19, like with everything, like even college. That's crazy. Yeah. So you finish school. No, it's fine, Prince Ham. I don't care. Call me whatever you want. I don't really give a rip. That is nuts if you finish school at 19, like everything. Yeah, I mean, in the United States, you finish high school, which is like our primary school, to at 18, and then you go on. And you can finish it earlier. Oh, general education. So 1 year later. Okay, so you're just 1 year later. I was homeschooled too, so I actually started college at 16. That's like a real hack that you can do in the United States. Basically, your parents are what are in charge of basically your parents are in charge of what you are doing education-wise. Sorry, my 2-year-old was messing around, so I was making sure that she didn't get totally. All right. Your fan and not even in. All right. Drake or K Dot? I'm not gonna weigh in on that. Opus 42, number 2. I don't have any need to weigh in on that. I'm a pianist. I'll play anybody's music. College doesn't cost much here. Okay, I do want to say this because I think in general people talk about how much college costs in the United States, and it is insane. It's completely insane. Don't get me wrong. But the thing to be also aware of how much college costs is people are comparing the super crazy premium colleges that cost $1 bajillion. You can go to a state school, which is going to be way less than those Ivy Leagues, or you could even go to some boutique college where people just really have an idea, and nobody cares once you really get rolling. There's a little bit of that while I was setting up. All right. Studying is free in Germany. Well, that's nice. That's totally nice. Again, I'm happy to every week, every day really, because we're doing this daily, talk about the weirdnesses of the United States. But I do want to make the general point. I feel like cost comparisons are weird because they don't fully convey everything going on. The United States does have stuff that's stupid expensive compared to other countries. But there's other things that are just really cheap or just completely free. So it's kind of nice. Yeah, you got to stop. We don't want to spam. Yeah. And yes, economies and politics are absolutely crazy right now. That's totally true. It's very expensive. Oh, you may be talking about Germany still. All right, I'm going to do... Wait, that's a waltz. That's not a polonaise. We're about to do Polonaise in C minor. I was totally going to do a different thing. All right. We are about to Polonaise. We're going to do a Polonaise and then call it a day. Thanks everybody for joining in. We're trying to stream every single day. I don't guarantee what time it is, to be honest. It's the wrong one. All right, I'm gonna have to just go grab my Polonaise book. So, yeah, can I listen to your melodic song on Spotify? I can. It's something that I am capable of doing. I do have a computer. I do have the ability to listen to it. We are taking on a journey right now. We're going on a cool adventure from one room to the next. I know. Crazy. Well, I will do my best. Here we go. I just needed this Chopin Polonaise book. Polonaises, Opus 42. Oh, Opus 40, number 2. I am not reading things correctly. That's why I was having a hard time finding it. Well, we have it now. My brain doesn't always work too well on that. All right, here we go. I don't think I've ever played this one before, so we're going to go on an adventure together. Yeah. Oh, heated in Germany too? I believe it. I feel like it's heated everywhere. It's sort of like Arab Spring 2.0, but in democratic countries. Yes, I know. Chopin Enthusiast does need to be a mod. I agree. But send me a link to that book. Yeah, when we're Discord buds, we'll do that here. I'm gonna just add you as a moderator. You can decide that you don't want to be if you don't. Oh yes. Okay. All right. So some of these you gotta get it in your ears a little bit. So now we got it in the ears. Here we go. It is beautiful. It's totally beautiful. Are the polonaises hard? It depends. Some of them are a bit more challenging. I would say if you were gonna rate the different things, that's a good question. Polonaises would rate higher than like the hardest waltzes are definitely harder than most of the polonaises, but the polonaises in general are harder than the waltzes. It's a Hawkeye. That's where I went to school, University of Iowa. Also, I just didn't want to actually Tom and Jerry, Pokemon music. I mean, we could do the Pokemon theme just to finish up here. I want to really quickly talk about Diminished because somebody was mentioning something about Diminished. So diminished chords, there's a group of people who say diminished chords and no, it's not harder than the Polonaise Fantasy. That's not what I said. It's just that the hardest waltz is going to be harder than general Polonaises. Somebody was saying that Polonaises aren't that hard, and that's true. But I would say, yes, categorically, if you wanted to put it, waltzes would be at the very bottom of the list. Then it would be nocturnes, then mazurkas, then Polonaises, then probably ballades. That's probably an okay list. I'm not a huge, don't get me wrong. I'm a classical person. I play a lot of classical music, so I do know Chopin, but I played a lot of Chopin, but like in the bottom of the list, that's a funny joke. Okay, diminished chords. This thing is filled with them. Chopin loves his diminished chords. Diminished chords are a vehicle, a way to get from one place to the next. Dominant chords are a much more direct path. They're just like, I'm going here. So you play a G7, and then you go to C minor. G7, C minor. Yeah, we love our basements. We absolutely love our basements. They're all over the place in the United States. Not actually as common in the area that I'm in because around the Midwest, there's a lot of floodplains and areas with lots of flooding, basements aren't a great idea, but we still insist on building a basement in flooding areas, and then we put a pump at the bottom to take all the water out. It's insane. It's crazy, but it's a really common practice in this area. They probably should just do like a crawl space. That was my first house had a crawl space. But anyway, dominant chords. Let's say we're doing G7 going to C minor, right? That happens all the time in this. 5-1. Very common. Now, let's say instead we did B diminished 7, going to C minor. Pill the water. Good luck. If you're below the water table, too bad, so sad. Especially in the Midwest where the water table is really high and we get thunderstorms and like huge rainstorms all the time. Yeah, it doesn't work too well. So diminished chords can function exactly like the dominant chords, where you go G7 to C minor, B diminished 7 to C minor. It's like a little added color, right? Da, 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 da. And that happens a lot in this. But they also can act like little teleport devices, like little portals where you can choose where you want to go and stop off at any destination. So for example, I'm on B diminished 7. I can go from B diminished 7 to E flat major. Or I can go from B diminished 7 to F sharp minor. Or I can go from B diminished 7 to A minor. And then vice versa, all the different major keys too, right? That to me is the real big difference between diminished versus dominant 7th chords. Is diminished chords truly act as these stopping off points to go really wherever you want. So let's imagine you were playing this and you were like, Chopin, I know better than you how to write music. No, I don't, but. And then you were like, right? You can change the key, basically. By doing that. So that's a lot of times what people do. The other thing with diminished chords a lot is that moment of tension, right? So you could be going, the other thing that happens. And you're required to squint your eyes when you play a diminished chord. It's necessary. You have to squint your eyes when you play a diminished chord. Okay. I really legitimately do need to go. Yes, you can travel through harmony. Diminished chords, okay. I will tell you, rest in peace. I had a great mentor that has passed away. And he would give me a super hard time about diminished chords because he thought that diminished chords are cheesy. He thought that they were very cheesy. I completely disagree. I think diminished chords are absolutely amazing. They are so expressive, super expressive. And again, look no further than Chopin. Chopin is filled with diminished chords. I'm going to call it quits for everything today. Thanks so much to everybody who's been involved. I'm going to reach out to the people that we talked about it to get them on Discord. Then we're going to set up a Discord. And then that way people can actually do requests and stay in touch. And then I may even get as organized to also get the camera turned around and then also get the live stream schedule posted over on Discord. So we're going to figure this out. Are you going to put it out on this channel? Yes, I will put it out on a post. And then I probably will include the link, if possible, in the first few. Yes, so don't worry. You don't need to freak out about trying to join the Discord right now. We'll sort that out in a bit. I'll need to set it up so that people who have power can have power, and then the people who shouldn't have power don't need power yet. So thank you so much, everybody. Tune in next time. We're getting there really quick to monetization, which means this will become more sustainable. But it's all headed the right direction. I've seen the Batman 1989 theme, but we're out for today. So, all right, peace out. Bye.